Alright, what's up guys, KillerGo110 here. We are back with yet again another video. And today we are going to do is Trevor Phillips from the GTA 5 series versus Johnny Gat from the Saints Row series. And in this battle I'm going to be using Johnny Gat from just Saints Row 1 to 3 because Johnny Gat in Saints Row 4 and Get Out of Hell isn't really a fair fight because he's on like a superhuman level there, and Trevor was never on a superhuman level. So in case anybody out there isn't familiar with the two characters, let's just start out with their history. Now let's start off with Trevor. Alright. Trevor was born and raised in Canada near the Canada-United States border, or as he calls it, the Canadian border region of America. In a conversation with Franklin while hanging out, he claims he grew up in the States. 2 countries, 14 different homes, 8 fathers, 3 cave homes, 2 correctional facilities, 1 beautiful damaged flower of a mother, and has served time my country, your country, and myself. Even as a child, he had a history of rage. He has a history of rage issues and violent impulses that ruined his attempts to fit into society. Notably, it is implied that he, in a fit of rage, sodomized his hockey coach with the hockey stick, and he implies in a conversation with Cletus that at some point he strangled a clarinet player with his own instrument. Trevor also mentions how he killed various animals and drifters, even during the early years of his life. Alright, let's scroll down. Alright. Trevor's childhood itself was an unhappy one. His father was physically abusive towards him, while his mother was emotionally abusive. Overbearing, treated him with condescent, I don't know how to pronounce that, and saw him as a useless boy who cared little about his mother. When he was a child, Trevor's father abandoned him in a shopping mall, which Trevor later burned down in retaliation. Trevor also had a brother named Ryan, whom Trevor was not fond of. Ryan died in an accident prior to 2013, as revealed by Trevor himself. Trevor dropped out of school, which is the possible reason why he has a lack of some basic knowledge, such as the location of ancient Rome, which he thought was a part of America. Come on, Rome? Come on. Nah, that one was easy. Alright, he also reveals that he has problems with grammar and improvises when it comes to punctuation. It is possible that he had some formal education, as he mentions during police chases that he took a night class in criminal law. Trevor has good mathematical skills, which is confirmed by Wade, who says that Trevor is very good at numbers. Later in his life, Trevor discovered that he had a talent for flying jets. He enlisted in the Royal Canadian Air Forces to pilot fighter jets. But several days prior to completing his training and becoming a pilot, Trevor was deemed mentally unstable by the witch in charge of psychological evaluations, thus resulting in Trevor's discharge and grounding for life. It was implied his miscarriage was due to his psychology relationship with his mother. Okay, and that's just talking about his criminal life. Alright, let's just go into his early criminal life. Hold on. Nah, I don't think I'll go over that. I might. Alright, let's just talk about this. Alright, early criminal life. After being discharged, Trevor became a drifter and committed pretty petty crimes along the border with no particular goal in mind. He admits to Lamar that he never committed any serious crimes until he met Michael. They first met each other while escorting cargo across the border. Trevor himself claimed that the money he was receiving for the job was good, along with the fact that at the time he did not know enough to check references. Trevor also tells Wade a story of how while Trevor and Michael were waiting on the runway to meet their employers, Trevor sees not 1 but 2 dust trails coming up the road, despite the fact that he was told there would be 1 person meeting him. As the second driver drives through the gate, the second driver begins yelling at Michael. Trevor gets close to him, shoots off a flare gun he was carrying at the moment to the second man's eye, killing him. He and Michael both dumped the body into a lake. And wait, where was it? Into a lake after landing the plane. Trevor stated that going through the turn of events was horrible, as the flare was still burning from the inside of his head. Did it get darker? Alright, never mind. From the inside of his head as they dropped him off. Disgusting to the point that Trevor and Michael threw up after landing the plane, since the dead man's stench was still inside the cockpit. After the incident, Trevor and Michael created a chagrined relationship and partnership. Alright. His first job involved robbing a place that cashed checks. However, Trevor was caught because the clerk turned out to be someone who knew him, resulting in him serving 4 months of a 6-month sentence. Over time, Michael developed a relationship with the stripper Amanda, which created some friction between them due to Trevor and Amanda's mutual hatred of each other. Despite this, Trevor became a somewhat surrogate uncle to the couple's children, Jimmy and Tracy, although Jimmy is understandably nervous around Trevor. Over the following years, Michael became more cautious as a criminal because he saw himself as having more to lose should he be imprisoned or killed, which led Trevor to believe Michael was going soft. Sometime later, Trevor met Brad Snyder, who would often join Trevor and Michael and commit robberies together. Michael and Brad did not trust or like each other, but Trevor got along with Brad at some point. He planned to cut Michael off and work solely with Brad. Oh, didn't know that. Alright. Okay, Trevor and Michael remained partners in crime until they undertook an ill-fated heist in 2004, alongside Brad and an unnamed getaway driver in North Yankton. The heist initially ran relatively smoothly until Trevor killed a security guard, and the trio had to fight their way through the police and barely managed to enter the rural town of Ludendorff, however you pronounce it, where a helicopter was due to wait for them. Alright, unfortunately their driver was killed by the police and Michael was forced to take the wheel, but their plan was scuppered after their vehicle was struck by a train on a level crossing and destroyed. Despite being too far from the helicopter, Michael insisted they stick to the plan, and they continued walking and searching for their helicopter. They were then ambushed by FIB agent Dave Norton, who fired at the trio, fatally wounding Brad and injuring Michael. Trevor refused to leave his friends behind and attempted to fight off the police until a wary Michael told him to save himself, and Trevor reluctantly made his escape. As a result of the failed heist, both Trevor and Michael mistakenly believed one another to be dead. Trevor was not able to get access to his savings because of his identity getting blown. But regardless, he managed to evade the police for several years and made a new life for himself in the rural town of Sandy Shores, San Andreas. There he developed an addiction to crystal meth and found a small criminal business empire with his new found partners, Ron, however you pronounce his last name, a paranoid conspiracy theorist, Wade Hebert, an inexperienced wanderer, and Chef, a meth cook. The business was named Trevor Phillips Industries and specialized in gun smuggling and the manufacturing of selling crystal methamphetamine. I don't know. During Trevor's time in Sandy Shores, he affiliated himself with the Aztecas gang, the Redneck Hillbilly O'Neill brothers, and high-ranking members of the Lost MC. Including the club's leader, Johnny, however you pronounce his last name, I don't know. However, the relationship was particularly strained due to Trevor's tendency to occasionally have sex with Johnny's girlfriend, Ashley Butler, much to Johnny's understandable vexation. Alright, and that's Trevor's history. I'm not going to go over the events of GTA 5 or GTA Online because everybody knows that. If they don't, they can just play the game. Oh, crap. Dang it. Alright, I didn't know it deleted it. Hold on. Let me just go back to Google real quick. Alright, I had Johnny Gat up, but apparently it deleted it for some reason. I don't know why. So yeah, that was Trevor's history. We will go over his abilities and stuff later. But remember, you know, these two characters are not superhuman, so of course they're not gonna punch or run at a superhuman level. They both can pretty much run at average speed and stuff. So yeah. Alright. Now on to Johnny Gat. Okay. Johnny was an inhabitant of the Saints Row district of Stillwater. Realizing that the district was being torn apart by gang wars, he volunteered to join the 3rd Street Saints, a gang aiming to end these wars. Gat was assigned to plot the downfall of the Vice Kings, one of the wearing gangs in Stillwater. Alright. Gat's head-on strategies typically involved massive amounts of bloodshed and extensive property damage. After introducing the protagonist to Gat's girlfriend, Aisha, the three plot out a way to strike at the Vice Kings. They loaded up a car full of C4 and took it to the gang's recording studio, blowing it up, leveling the place to the ground. Despite all this, Gat admitted to having an admiration for Benjamin King, the Vice King's leader, despite having been almost crippled after being shot in the leg by Anthony Green. Johnny managed to move on along with the protagonist, unsuccessfully destroying the Vice Kings. During the battlefield promotion cutscene, Johnny gives Aisha a bouquet of flowers, reconciling their relationship, which had become strained during the takedown of the Vice Kings. Following the destruction of all three gangs and the assassination of Marshal Winslow, Johnny takes part in the assassination attempt against the chief of police, Monroe, resulting in the police chief's death. After that, Johnny begins to spend more time with Aisha. That was Saints Row 1. Alright, now Saints Row 2. After the protagonist fell into a coma, Gat attempted to kill Troy Bradshaw for betraying the Saints. However, he failed and was taken to prison, in which he stayed for 2 years and 31 days. He was going to be executed for 387 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder, but in his appeal trial, the protagonist bursts into the courtroom, kills the guards, and rescues Gat. Gat proceeds to help the protagonist as second in command to resurrect the Saints, finding them a suitable new hideout and canonizing new members into the gang. After the Saints' resurrection, Johnny helps in taking down the Ronin, one of the new gangs that took over. Gat participates in the raid on Poseidon's Palace and kills a Ronin who was on Saints' turf. This proves to be a fatal mistake, as Ronin Lieutenant Johnny Gat saw Johnny dispose of the body. Alright. When Gat left the house, Johnny Gat and a crew of Ronin break in and capture Aisha. Sometime later, Gat and the protagonist are heading back home, and Gat notices something wrong as the door is ajar. The Ronin prepare to ambush them, but Aisha shouts a warning to Johnny. In turn, Johnny Gat decapitates her, infuriating Gat. As a result, Gat gets into a sword fight with Johnny Gat, while the protagonist kills the other Ronin in a large shootout. After disposing of all the Ronin, the protagonist accidentally distracts Johnny for a second while attempting to shoot Johnny Gat, resulting in Johnny being upheld to the hill and losing consciousness. Alright, the protagonist manages to get him to the hospital with the help of another Saint, since the ambulance was taking too long. Gat stays in the hospital for a while up until the Ronin invade to finish him off, but the protagonist, who was visiting Gat at the time, gets him away safely. After making a full recovery, I think I need to back this up a little bit, just space it out a little. Alright, after making a full recovery, Gat and the protagonist hold a funeral for Aisha, which is interrupted by the Ronin leader Shogo Ikuji, who attempts to kill them in revenge for humiliating him and decimating his gang. Right. Gat survives and blames Shogo for ordering Aisha's death, brutally beats him and buries him alive. Gat and the protagonist proceed on to defend the Saints' hideout from a Ronin invasion, and he later creates a diversion at the Chinese Heritage Festival, fending off the Ronin while the protagonist kills Kazuo Ikuji. Many of the events that were said in this page right here is what's going to be shown in some of the videos of Gat. So yeah, stay tuned for that. After the Ronin are defeated, Gat is available as a homie. After the gangs have been obliterated, the Saints, along with Gat, move on to take down the corrupt company of Ultra in defense and retaliation against the new Masako. I don't know. Masako. That sounds like go on to move. I don't know. Strike team threat. In an assassination attempt against Dane Vogel, Johnny uses a sniper rifle to shoot at the surrounding guards, while the protagonist just to personally murder Vogel. Can you guys see that? Alright, I think you can now. Alright, the plan fails when Johnny is spotted by a security guard. When Vogel escapes to his office atop the enormous Ultra Tower, Gat stays below at the entrance, buying the protagonist's time. After Vogel is killed, Johnny Gat does what he says he loves to do, shooting at oncoming waves of cops. Alright, That was Saints Row 2, now Saints Row the Third. In Saints Row the Third, Shawnee, the protagonist, Josh Burke, and Johnny attempt to rob a bank as a publicity stunt. After they encounter heavy resistance from unknown men and women dressed in red, which are the Morning Star, they begin to question who owns the bank. After Burke sets off the silent alarm and flees, SWAT storm the bank and the Saints are arrested after a large-scale shootout. When the protagonist is brought to Johnny and Gat's cell, Johnny expresses disappointment over what the Saints have become, saying there's much more to the Saints than body spray and energy drinks. Alright, two high-ranking members of an organization called the Syndicate, Viola and Kiki, take the Saints aboard a plane owned by the Syndicate to meet Philip Lorraine. After a heated discussion, Johnny breaks out of his chair, and bashes Lauren's head into a plane window, decompressing it. He then says he'll hold off the. Oh my gosh! He then says he'll hold off. He then says he'll hold off the gang members and commandeer the plane while the protagonist and Shiny make their escape. Before the protagonist and Shiny are about to jump out of the plane, they attempt to contact Gat on the intercom. He says, "Right on, I'll see you in still," before being cut off by the sound of automatic gunfire. I am sorry for my extremely loud grandmother, guys. I am very sorry for that. Death. Once the protagonist and Shiny land in Steelport, Felipe contacts them, informing them that Gat's death will be used as a symbol of fear by the Syndicate. After the Saints kill Felipe and retrieve Gat's body, the protagonist and Shiny go back to Stillwater to bury Gat, only to have the funeral motorcade ambushed by Kilbane and his men while crossing the Hughes Memorial Bridge. Upon returning to Steelport, a memorial party is held for Gat at the Saints HQ, although Shiny doesn't approve. Viola DeWinter was present on the plane where Johnny was killed, living safely in Steelport with both the plane and Johnny's body. After she defects to the Saints, she specifically references the fact that Johnny was dead. During the abduction of Josh Burke, Viola makes a remark about the protagonist's bad luck and mentions the death of his three friends, Lynn, Carlos, and Johnny Gat. Okay, I believe that's the end. Yeah, that's just Saints Row 4, and we're not using Saints Row 4 Johnny. So, yeah, that's their history. And, alright, so now let's look at their feats. Okay, this is Trevor. I don't know if you guys see the title. Trevor takes on the army. So, let's, hold on. Okay, hold on, my internet's being slow. Goodness. Alright. I do not own any of the videos that are shown in this video.
It's gonna strip the screw there.
Can't put the cap on.
No, it's a nut, man. You just screw it back on. Hey, what are you doing here, citizen? I said, what are you doing here, citizen?
Nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're clearly a tourist. Our friends from up north, eh? A boot.
Don't even say it like that.
There's a moose loose about the hoose.
You Hoosier. Hey,
what's
hey,
happening?
fuck sense!
Oh, Jesus.
It's a faint fucking accent.
Get out of
You
here.
can hardly tell.
Come on. Insurgent. We have contact.
Really? some more out, make it a fair fight. This is why we don't win wars anymore! I don't even sound that Canadian!
Okay, as you can see, Trevor was able to take on the entire army and drive them off. Now, you could tell that Trevor did not use his special ability because you can see that when he was getting shot, he was still taking damage. And I know because anybody who's played GTA 5, they play the random events, they know that if they get shot, they can still take damage. So, yeah. Alright, so as you can see, Trevor took on the entire army and drove them off, and that's very impressive. Now, let's see, a similar feat to Johnny, even though it's not as impressive as taking off the army. There's a Saints Row 2.
You told me to follow you like a child.
The boss asked me to make sure the Ronin don't crash your party, and that's what I'm gonna do. Wall.
For the merciful deaths you and your rabble are receiving. It's nothing compared to what I will do to the Saints when I'm through here.
You talk too much.
Alright, that's not all of Johnny just taking out the gang though. Like, he took out a lot more in another cutscene, but I will get to that later. But yes, Johnny was able to fight off most of the he was fighting off the Ronin, well, without getting killed. He wasn't killed until Saints Row 3, even though he was never truly killed. Okay, but that's just shooting. Let's check out combat. Alright. I had to mute it because there was some music playing on it, so. Ignore that noise. Okay, so as we can see, Trevor is taking on a bunch of gang members with just a street fight. He's taking on a bunch of gang members in a street fight, and we can see that he is just knocking people down, knocking them out in a punch. Just kicked them. Actually, he's not knocking them out. He's actually killing them. Because, like, in GTA 5, when you, like, knock somebody out, like, you would think you knocked them out, but, like, then the ambulance comes and the person is dead. So it's like, wow, you actually killed them. Oh, he just used a cheat to bring the wanted level down. I was about to say, like, oh, this man using cheats. What? Alright. Alright, as we can see, Trevor took out 11 gang members. Pretty much any GTA 5 character can take out a bunch of people in like a fist fight, and that's very impressive. But Like the way he is fighting, you can see that like they can dodge and stuff. So he does have some moves. He is skilled. You know, he was in armed forces and stuff. So let's look at something similar to Johnny. Again, Saints Row 2. Most of his major feats come from Saints Row 2. You know, Saints Row 1 through 3, of course.
I don't take much pleasure in this.
Then let me go.
That depends on you.
Aisha doesn't care that I'm stopping by, does she?
Fuck no. Aisha doesn't go out much. She loves company.
You're gonna kill me, aren't you?
If you're calm, help us find the money, and do what I say. I give you my word you will live.
Ish, you home? Get out of the way.
Alright, as we know, that was Saints Row 2, so obviously he lived through that. So, yeah, Johnny is able... Alright, so it's basically like this, right? Trevor, right? He's a crazy redneck. But he is skilled. But Trevor's never fought a trained samurai. Like, Junichi is pretty much a trained samurai. Johnny was combating him, like in hand-to-hand combat. Or with swords, whatever. But still, so he obviously has more skill than Trevor in terms of fighting, in terms of shooting. I really don't know. Probably Johnny still, but here are some other feats. Let me see. Okay. First, let's show one on Trevor. We are going to discuss Trevor's special ability. Come on, full screen. Alright.
Let's party, gentlemen!
Alright, so that was Trevor's special ability. Pretty much what his special ability is when you're punching somebody in GTA 5, right? Trevor's in his normal state. You're in a combat with somebody, you're punching them, No, but it's phasing them, but it's not knocking them down. But then immediately, when you hit Trevor's special ability, one punch just either knocks them down or straight up kills them. So his special ability not only makes Trevor invulnerable, but it also increases his strength. No, it doesn't increase his speed, but it increases his strength. I don't know about how many times, but it increases it. And he becomes invulnerable. Special ability can last for about 24 to 30 seconds. So yeah, if he uses that on Johnny, well, that's going to be a problem. Because Johnny Gat doesn't have a special ability or something to where he can't die for a period of time. But here is something from Saints Row 2 as well, based on Johnny. Come on. Alright.
Where are you taking me? Let me go!
Get up. Get up.
How you can get up out this leg was almost broken pretty much.
Get up.
Please, stop.
Not so fun when you're fighting someone who isn't tied to a chair, is it?
I didn't kill her!
You ordered it.
I'm sorry.
Alright, and that was all. After that, they just buried him. Okay, Johnny just punched Shogo through a tombstone. Now, a tombstone is pretty much made of granite or whatever. It can be made of concrete. He pretty much just punched Shogo through concrete and or stone. Alright, so this is how much weight concrete can take. Medium strength concrete would fail at about 28 MPa, 4,000 pounds per inch. High strength concrete will fail at about 40 MPa, 6,000 pounds per square inch. My bad. In a 5x5 section, it will be able to hold 10,000 pounds if it is medium strength, 15,000 pounds if it is high strength. So Johnny can pretty much punch at the strength of 4,000 to 6,000 pounds per square inch. Now a tombstone will not be 5x5 section, but he can punch at pretty much 4,000 to 600,000 pounds per square inch, and that is a lot of force. So he is definitely probably he's about above average human strength. Trevor would probably be too. But like people in real life can kill somebody in one punch and stuff. So, but cause like you know, like this, you know, you hit them in the temple, a very suspectable vital spot. If struck with sufficient force, may cause unconsciousness or death. This is the summit of the nose. If struck with sufficient force, may cause death. Philtrum. This is the area between the upper lip and the bottom of the nose. Attack to this area may also cause unconsciousness or death. Hook to jaw. A powerful punch to the front of the face, to the front side of jaw, may snap an enemy's neck. Fatal. And that is pretty much what all three of the GTA characters do to kill their opponents. Adam's apple. A sharp blow here may cause enemy to, I don't know, but yeah, so that just shows that anybody in real life can actually kill somebody in one punch as well. But you know, Trevor, of course, he's invulnerable with the special ability, and his strength increases. So yeah, I think that's all to show for here. And now we'll show a video of the two fighting as I go over who I think will win. Peace out right now. Alright guys, and now I will go over who I think will win this match. Okay, so in my honest opinion, I believe that Trevor would beat Johnny, even though Johnny is beating Trevor right now. But yeah, I think that Trevor would beat Johnny because of one simple reason: his special ability. Now, oh man, Trevor's getting the crap beat out of him. My gosh. Alright, now, because of Trevor's special ability, he becomes immune. Like Johnny, I believe that Johnny takes in hand-to-hand combat. And hold on. Yet again, another fail by me. It was actually on one player versus computer, you know. Alright, so anyway, I believe that Trevor will win because of his special ability. In hand-to-hand combat, Johnny takes it. Johnny is obviously much more skilled than Trevor in hand-to-hand combat. And as in shooting, I would probably say Johnny as well. Because, like, here's the advantage that Johnny has over Trevor. Trevor is old. Like, Trevor is middle age. He's around Michael's age. Well, Johnny, he's young. He's much younger than the both of them. So Trevor is slower. And so Trevor is slower and his visual is probably lower as well. While Johnny is still young, so he's faster and his visual is probably higher as well. So like that's the reason that that's the advantage that Johnny has over Trevor. Now, but you see, when Trevor activates his special ability, it lasts for 24 to 30 seconds, and when he activates that, really he can just punch Johnny and kill him. So if you think about it, Johnny just won. Okay, so anyway, like I said, if you think about it, Johnny or any other Saints Row character they've never really been shown to kill or even knock anybody out in one punch. When you really think about it, when all the GTA 5 protagonists have been able to kill and or knock somebody out in one punch. So it's been like, really, they have greater strength than these Saints Row characters, because think about it, right? Johnny punched Shogo through a tombstone, 4,000 to 6,000 pounds of force, and he didn't even knock Shogo out. Shogo wasn't even knocked out. When Trevor, with the special ability activated, he kills somebody in one punch. Even if it's not activated, like, well, actually, if you walk up to them and they're caught off guard, then yeah, you can. But like when it's activated, he kills someone in one punch. So like so he must have more force than Johnny when he has a special ability activated, and he's invulnerable for like 24 to 30 seconds. So he can easily just kill Johnny in one punch. But if Johnny dodges the punch, you know, Trevor can like pull out a pistol or whatever, shoot him to the head, or pull out a shotgun or grenades or whatever. And Johnny can do all this and that to Trevor, but Trevor will never die. And it'll be for 24 to 30 seconds, and I doubt Johnny just won again. Okay, I guess this game is trying to prove me wrong or something here. Like, what's it trying to say right now? Is it trying to prove me wrong? Is it trying to be like, no? Okay, so anyway, yeah, that's the major thing that I think Trevor will win. Actually, like, let's say Trevor were to go into the Saints hideout, right? If Trevor were to go into the Saints HQ, Trevor would activate his special ability, he would kill every single member of the Saints. You know, like with his rocket launchers and guns and stuff. No, he would kill every single member, and he would never die because he has a special ability activated. All the Saints members, you know, whatever. The Boss, Shandy, Pierce, Johnny, Kinsey, Viola, Zemos, Angel, you know, all those guys. And probably even Oleg, but he will be harder to kill because, you know, Oleg's this big brutish character. And I think a brute takes like, what, 1 or 2 rocket launchers, maybe even 2 or 3. Either 1 or 2 or 2 or 3 rocket launchers to rocket launchers. With regular weapons, it takes much more. It takes much more bullets and stuff to kill them. So he will be harder to kill. But with his special ability, he can easily actually just kill all of them. So really, that's why I think Trevor will win this fight. Johnny just won a 3rd time. I'm not playing here. Like, I'm holding the camera with one hand, so like, I can't play. It's just computer versus computer. That's why Trevor's getting beat so easily before, because like I accidentally left it on one player. Johnny just won 3 times in a row. But yeah, like I said, in hand-to-hand combat, Johnny will win. If Trevor doesn't activate his special ability, pretty much he's gonna die. In shooting, probably Johnny as well. Like I said, Trevor doesn't specialize in shooting. He specializes in flying, you know, flight. So that's why I think that Johnny would win if Trevor does not activate his special ability. If it wasn't for that special ability, Johnny will win in pretty much all categories. Now, you know, I didn't really go over the categories like I usually do because they're average humans. They're humans. They're people. You don't need to go over categories with them as much because like they're just people. You know, it's not like they punch out 1,000,000 tons of force, or like it's not like they're on a universe busting level like Goku or somebody. It's not like they can pull planets and destroy them like Superman or someone. It's not like they can run at the speed of light. No, they can't do any of this. They're humans. They're people. They both have average human speed, but above average human strength. So yeah, that's just pretty much it. And that's why I think Trevor would take this fight. So it's pretty much two outcomes. If Trevor uses a special ability, he wins. If he doesn't, he loses. And alright, so and pretty much here's the thing too. I couldn't use Johnny from Saints Row 4 Gat Out of Hell because, I mean, come on, it would have been a slaughter. You know, like Johnny has superpowers and stuff. Now if I were to use, it still wouldn't be fair if I were to use him versus Trevor with cheat codes, because Trevor with cheat codes, he has the invincibility, and with the invincibility, he is invincible for 5 minutes. In Saints Row, in Johnny and the protagonist, both of them, in Saints Row 4 and Gat Out of Hell, they are both still not they are both not invulnerable. You know, they have high resistance, but they're not invulnerable. So Trevor could still just kill him with multiple rocket launchers while he has invincibility for 5 minutes. Now, if I were to use, like, let's say it would be the protagonist versus Trevor, right? If I were to use the protagonist versus, like, the protagonist with cheat codes, or Trevor with cheat codes, any Saints Row character pretty much cheat codes. Here's why that would still be unfair. GTA with cheat codes has invincibility for 5 minutes. Saints Row with cheat codes has invincibility forever. Like, the invincibility goes on as long as you want it to. That's why it still won't be a fair fight. So, yeah, that's the winner of this match, who I believe will win this match. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.